if any, this proposed gun lock law might have on preventing youth violence, the growing number of school shootings has also refocused attention on law enforcement response to such armed attacks. CBS's John Blackstone reports tonight on SWAT team tactics around the nation before, during, and after the Littleton, Colorado massacre.
At McNeil, we have shots fired at the school.
When the SWAT team raced into McNeil Middle School in Beloit, Wisconsin last year, they were training for something they hoped would never happen.
Mock drill, mock drill.
The drill was chillingly similar to what would happen months later in Littleton.
As Littleton unfolded, we looked at one another, and it was quite eerie.
Now, this video is in demand by other SWAT teams around the country as they try to figure out how to avoid the chaos that may have cost lives at Columbine.
There's just a lot of confusion, and, you know, at first.
When the Littleton SWAT team got to the school, they didn't even have a floor plan. SWAT Commander Terry Manwaring asked a couple of students to help.
As I was zipping up my tack jacket, I said, "You guys go to Columbine High School?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Here's my notebook, and here's a bunch of pens. Draw me a diagram of the floor plan real quick."
Police from all over the area came to help, but they were on different radio systems. There was trouble communicating.
The information flow is just crazy coming into us.
The SWAT team at Columbine tried to operate by the book. Trouble is, the book didn't cover this.
If I was to come up with a training thing for these guys for a training day, I couldn't have duplicated this. In my worst imagination, I couldn't have.
Aggressive attack may be the SWAT image, but SWAT training usually stresses caution, says former police chief Joe McNamara.
I've been in charge of many SWAT operations, and your best strategy ordinarily is patience and negotiation.
But Littleton has rewritten the rules.
The traditional SWAT policy of sitting and waiting and negotiating has to be changed so that there's more instant action.
In the Beloit training exercise, police moved in quickly, increasing the danger for both SWAT officers and hostages. But after Littleton, SWAT teams everywhere are asking, can they afford to wait? John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
And still ahead on the Friday CBS Evening News, Eye on America, searching for a family caught in the crossfire of a foreign war. And while that war goes on, NATO makes plans for a peacekeeping force. And man against river in the Midwest. This time, it's a fair fight.
My joints felt stiff. And then I tried Osteo-Biflex, a special blend of glucosamine and chondroitin. Over time, it helped renew my life.
Osteo-Biflex. Repair, rebuild, renew cartilage.
Forget these. Remember this. Smile. Eat. Make a mess. Make a memory. Escape to Red Lobster.
Little sister, I admit it. I was snooping in your medicine cabinet last night. Any surprises? You switched to X-Lax.
Yeah, Correctol works with an artificial chemical. X-Lax works with natural senna.
Very effectively, too.
You tried it.
Today's gentle X-Lax is the only laxative with the X-Lax Morning Guarantee. 2 out of 3 users agree. It's dependable overnight.
X-Lax, what a find.
What a snoop.
Today's X-Lax, good morning, guaranteed.
Used to be, if I want something done right, I called me. It worked, until I tried to quit smoking. I needed more than me. I got Nicorette. Nicorette helped me 2 ways. I used it on a regular schedule to help prevent my cravings, and for unexpected cravings, I was ready with an extra piece. I used to be a slave to cigarettes. Nicorette helped me hang on, helped me win. Now that I'm nicotine-free, I gotta tell you, it feels good to win.
Now Nicorette is available in mint. What a refreshing choice. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
NATO bombers kept up the unrelenting pace of the aerial attacks today, hitting what the Serbs say was a prison in western Kosovo. According to the Yugoslav government, 19 people were killed, most of them ethnic Albanian prisoners. The Yugoslavs also say that many other prisoners, thought they say to be Kosovar separatists, escaped in the attack. After 8 weeks of aerial bombardment, the big question left hanging over NATO commanders concerns ground troops. When, where, and how many will come, if they are coming at all. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin has the latest plan to hit the ground.
Faced with a new estimate that it would take 250,000 troops to invade Kosovo, NATO's military leaders have approved plans to send in a much smaller 50,000-man force, but only after a peace agreement is reached. The U.S., which would provide about 7,000 troops, wants that force to begin moving into position in Macedonia as soon as possible.
Everybody is looking at the calendar and looking at what must be done to get refugees back home before this bad weather sets in the winter.
But it all depends on the air campaign forcing Serb President Milosevic to pull his troops out of Kosovo and let the NATO peacekeepers in. For now, the only invasion force he has to worry about is the Kosovo Liberation Army, KLA for short, which, thanks to the Allied bombing, is making a comeback.
The KLA has increased rather dramatically in size in the last 8 weeks since this campaign began.
Although lightly armed and poorly trained, the number of KLA fighters in Kosovo has roughly quadrupled to about 15,000. U.S. officials say that as airstrikes continue to grind down the Serb army, it may actually start losing the ground war against the KLA. That might convince Milosevic to give in.
The catch is, the stronger the KLA gets, the less likely it is to abide by a peace agreement which would require it to disarm and disband. NATO bombing may be destroying one monster at the risk of creating another. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
The Pentagon announced today that it will use DNA technology to try to identify the remains of U.S. soldiers killed in the Korean War and buried as unknowns in Hawaii. DNA matching was used last year to identify the Vietnam-era airmen buried in the Tomb of the Unknowns in Arlington, Virginia.
When I first started gardening, a dear old friend of mine said, listen, if you're going to garden, take this. It's magic. Feed them a little Miracle Grow and get good, long-lasting, colorful blooms. Great leaves, strong roots. Check it out. Miracle Grow will keep your flowers blooming all summer long. Miracle Grow. It's a little bit of magic.
Now it's easy to get beautiful Miracle Grow results in your garden with the Miracle Grow no-clog feeder. It feeds while you water.
You didn't save me any?
There wasn't enough.
Quaker Toasted Oatmeal Squares. You haven't wanted a cereal this badly since you were a kid.
Yeah, I've been having this problem with my girlfriend.
It's diarrhea. Get it, and you want it gone.
Really good listener.
Imodium Advanced combines 2 medicines that relieve diarrhea plus cramps and bloating faster.
Was I right to invite my mom to my honeymoon?
Absolutely. Imodium Advanced.
Is it the thick, rich chocolate flavor? Is it the soft, luscious cherry flavor? Or the way it yields to the gentlest bite? Or is it the fact that 500 milligrams of bone-strengthening calcium doesn't come in a big, honking horse pill? Calburst from Nature Made. Have some pleasure with your calcium.
Internet scam. Don't be a victim. Find out the dangers of email. Plus, new hope for fighting breast cancer. These stories and more on CBS News Saturday morning.
Yet another dangerous storm system today swept across the plains, where rain-swollen rivers have already taken a heavy flood-damage toll on Iowa. 10 Iowa counties were declared federal disaster areas today. But as CBS's Cynthia Bowers reports, the people of Cedar Rapids have their heads above water this time because of what they learned from the past.
Well, we're not worried because...
Even though the river in Cedar Rapids is well above flood stage, Don Thomas likes what he sees.
I'm able to smile because we've had a lot of things that have gone well. We've been well organized, I believe.
Well organized and dry, too. The rapids of the Cedar River are now contained with new floodgates and levees. These odd-looking contraptions keep the sewers capped. The city is so organized this time, it even provided pumps to homeowners on the river, keeping them high and dry.
It's unbelievable. They are trying to save anybody and everybody that they can.
So how do you score yourself on this test?
Well, I think I'd score ourselves at 99.9.
But dozens of smaller communities aren't doing so well. Places like Olin, Iowa, population 663. Here, entire streets are underwater, and many people are seeing that they've lost their 3-day battle with the river.
I just don't know what we're going to do. I mean, it was our first home. We don't have flood insurance.
It's a disaster.
At Katie's Cafe, the old-timers talk of the week-long rampage of the Wapsipinicon River. People here call it the Wapsie. Owner and mayor Dave Cavey calls it a nightmare.
Water got higher than what we expected. I mean, we had a lot of warning. It's hard to believe it got that high.
Higher than it's been in 50 years. Here, sandbags were the only defense, and the Wapsie won. In Cedar Rapids, the flood of '99 will be recalled as a distraction. In communities like Olin, it will be remembered as a disaster. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
U.S. health officials today approved the latest in a new generation of painkillers known as super aspirins. This one is called Vioxx. It's for arthritis and other acute pain. These so-called super aspirins are supposed to offer more relief from pain and inflammation with fewer side effects. Still ahead, from Kosovo to America, one man's longing to make the journey back to his other home.
The CBS Evening News and tonight's Eye on America segment are sponsored by Changing Tint Prescription Transitions Lenses. Right in any light.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine
Have you seen Transitions lenses lately? Indoors, the changing tint is clear. Outdoors, they're the darkest Transitions lenses ever. For all-day comfort and convenience, Transitions lenses, right in any light. Transitions lenses are available at Sears Optical. And now at Sears Optical, all frames are $1 when you buy Transitions lenses.
At Boston Market, you can get the chicken America loves and the deal America wants. Now you can buy a whole chicken at Boston Market for only $5.99 and great side items starting at just 99 cents. So tonight, take home the chicken America loves only at Boston Market.
There's a CD player, flip and fold seats, and cup holders all around. It's nice. You know, on a test drive, it's usually the customer who drives the van.
Oh, hey, Ron, can you pull over right here, please?
Test drive the Silhouette Premier by Oldsmobile now and get a free $25 Blockbuster gift card. It's the first minivan with a built-in video entertainment system.
Are you sure you don't want to drive?
Oh, no, you're doing a great job. Great.
For test drive details, call 1-877-VAN-MAGIC or see your local Oldsmobile dealer.
Here's a new idea. A pain reliever from Aleve that goes to work fast and lasts all day. Introducing new Aleve gel caps. Like most gel caps, they go to work fast, but Aleve gel caps do more than work fast. They have the strength to work all day long with just 2 pills. It would take 8 Tylenol to do that. Look, if your pain reliever starts fast but won't last, get one that does it all. New Aleve gel caps, 2 pills, all-day relief. Works for me.
I'm 64. Is there anything I can do to stop bone loss?
Absolutely. Here's proof. In a landmark clinical study, Caltrate actually stopped bone loss in women at risk for osteoporosis, whatever your age.
It's never too late for Caltrate.
In tonight's Eye on America, the Kosovo crisis hitting close to home. For most Americans, the fighting overseas is a faraway matter. But for people who left that land behind to come here, it's a painful and very personal conflict. Tonight, Anthony Mason reports on the struggle of a man whose heart is torn between 2 worlds.
A dozen years ago, Javat Reja came to America from Kosovo. And with a construction crew of emigre Albanians, he set himself up as a contractor in New York.
What is this, new oil?
He sent money back to his family, but made America his home.
It's my country.
This is?
This is my country. This is my kids' country. My kids were born here. This is Atlante, my big oldest son, and this is Abner.
On this quiet street in a New York suburb, Javat has built a life here.
Serb television has
But now he's watching everything he left behind be destroyed.
How hard is it for you guys to work right now with what's going on?
It is really hard.
Because your mind's not here.
No, not at all.
In Kosovo, his family members have been burned out of their hometown. This is Peja, a city in ruins. And Javad knows his brother has fled to Macedonia, a sister to Montenegro, his parents to Albania.
All they are looking for is just to stay alive.
For his wife, Besa, it's worse. She has 32 family members in Kosovo.
5 brothers. We are 5 sisters, mother and father.
12 of them are missing.
And you have no news at all?
No.
The uncertainty can be unbearable. Every Kosovar here is living with it.
His sister with a two-week-old baby is missing. His son, who is 16 years old, he lived in Peja also, is missing. The other guy who is on the back, his wife with 6 kids. No idea where she is.
For weeks now, wrestling with what he should do has made Javad a restless man. He hungers for any information, haunts the Kosovo Relief Center, hurriedly set up in the back of a restaurant.
This was like emergency. We had to start somewhere, something.
This day, Javad has an appointment in a Bronx bar to help console 2 men who've just learned that 5 family members have been killed in Kosovo. The Irish would call it a wake. They pass a tray of cigarettes and one by one pay their respects.
So now, every day we have these things.
For many ethnic Albanians, Kosovo is calling.
Free Kosovo! Free Kosovo!
Some have signed up to fight for the Kosovo Liberation Army.
Some of them are my friends, some of them are my cousins.
Javad considered joining them, but first he wants to find his relatives. And he's made a decision to go to Albania.
I will feel better because I know that I'm doing something. I'm not just sitting down and waiting.
But as he prepares to leave, there's news. One of his wife's brothers has been killed in Kosovo.
In front of his wife and his parents.
His trip now is more urgent.
Now I'm a man with 2 countries. I love this country, and I cannot leave Albania and Kosovo behind.
With an embrace from his brother, Javad Reja tears himself from one home to return to another. In New York, I'm Anthony Mason for Eye on America.
Coming up next, sitting on top of the world.
To develop the most advanced Bengay ever, we went back to the drawing board. Our researchers combined 3 distinct pain-relieving molecules to create the first trigesic formula called Ultra Strength Bengay. No ordinary pain reliever. It heats and penetrates and relieves to help stop pain right where it starts. For pain relief that can set you free. Ultra Strength Bengay with Trigesic. It's a pain reliever times 3.
You want something packed and shipped the right way? 3 words: mail, boxes, etc. We do this every day. We're the professionals. You've got to use the right stuff. We can be your company's packing and shipping department. Have something fragile to pack and ship? No problem. I'll take care of it. This should be double boxed. Say you want to ship a grandfather clock. Make 1 phone call to me and it's handled. Big or small, we ship it all. Mailboxes, etc. We're making business easier. We're making life easier.
Announcing a new way to see, near and far, the way nature intended. Introducing the revolutionary AccuView bifocal contact lens with pupil intelligent design. New AccuView bifocal. Visit your eye care professional or call us for more information.
Sundown Herbals presents its remarkable Twist and Learn label. This unique label gives you so much information, it can help take the mystery out of taking herbs. Sundown's new Twist and Learn label. Where to turn for help.
Somewhere there's an empty chair at a seminar. The Civic sedan from Honda. What about now?
Another of the toys our children play with is coming under fire. First, it was Barbie. Critics said her ideal figure gave girls an unrealistic image of what they should look like. Now, Harvard researchers are saying the same thing about the impact of G.I. Joe on boys. In a study, the original G.I. Joe from the 1960s was scaled up to human size. The biceps were the equivalent of 12 inches, about the size of an average man's. They then took a 1990s G.I. Joe with its bulked up on steroids look and found the biceps have more than doubled to the equivalent of 26 inches. That's 6 inches bigger than the home run hitting arms of Mark McGwire. Well, she came to this country to compete, then lost much more than a sporting event. But with her optimism, she's managed to win the heart of a nation. Richard Schlesinger reports on a young athlete's final wish before she goes back home.
When Sang Lan came to the United Nations today, she already knew more than most people what international cooperation can do. Last July, she was seriously injured and left paralyzed after an accident during a competition in New York.
Unfortunately, Sang Lan has sustained an injury to her cervical spine. At this time, she's unable to move her legs.
In the months that followed, the teenager from the People's Republic of China quickly impressed the American medical personnel as she struggled back.
She was working like an ox the first day.
And in the process of learning to live with her new disability, she learned to love the country she was only supposed to visit for a short time.
But of course, I want to emphasize that after I return to China, I will never forget about the kindness of the American people.
Sang Lan wanted to come to the UN before she returns home on Sunday. Her tour was conducted by the Chinese ambassador, who gave up his seat to her. She's seen most of the other landmarks of New York, but she says this building has special meaning.
She feels very happy. She feels very happy about being here, and she knows the UN Center is very famous, and she hopes world peace and no war.
This is a place rich in symbolism, if nothing else, and today there was one more symbol, a kind of international forum for a young girl from communist China helped to heal by American doctors. Richard Schlesinger, CBS News, the United Nations.
And that's part of our world tonight. Now here's a look at what's coming up Sunday on 60 Minutes.
No city is more vulnerable than Washington, D.C.
What he's talking about is Y2K.
They want their own country within our country.
What he's talking about is the Oneida Indians who want his land. 60 Minutes Sunday.
And we'll be back here Monday with the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. Have a great weekend. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.
"90 years old and still punching. What's this boxing coach's secret, and could it work for you? Find out on Life in the 90s, Monday on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. Experience you can trust. CBS News.
Columbus Clinic welcomes dermatologist Dr. Shannon McAllister. Call today for an appointment.
A bad parent who is a person who neglects you. They ignore you and they tell you to go do something else. That's a bad parent.
I think a good parent is like someone who will listen to your thoughts.
A parent is a person who supports you when you're in trouble and spends more time with you on things that you have trouble with.
They would take the time to see how you feel, and they'll try to understand.
Pay attention, parents.
Please?
Would you, please?
It's Red Sticks Jersey Night, Saturday, May 29th at Golden Park. The first 1,000 kids through the gates get a free Red Sticks jersey. Gates open at 6, game time 7:15.